All right, good morning, everybody. Final day. Yesterday did not go as planned. Did not do a couple of setup changes correctly. Might have missed the gearing through like a semi-wholesale setup. I changed my mind from the grand setup. I went to something else. So now I actually threw the grand setup in. Walked the track, which I never do. Noticed there's a lot of grip on the track. So definitely taking the grip out of the cart, which this should work. Don't know. Don't know. We'll see after first practice. Hope for the best. So straight to a pre-final. I did not record practice or qualifying. Practice went well. P1 in practice. Qualifying, overdrove the cart again. Ended up P2, but found out that starting the engine, it did not sound right. So I knew right away I'd have to get out in front and attack. If I got close enough to Todd, I was just going to send it in. It didn't matter which corner it was. I was going to let him feel the pressure behind him, bump him a couple of times, and then first opening I got would send in. Like right here, I just thought that if I kept the pressure hard enough in, he would start defending a little bit, which his line was a very defensive line. And then from there, it was just kept attacking. And then once I got in front, it was to basically slow down the pace, but I was overdriving it, so I really screwed that up. But when I saw him, he was not getting away right off the bat, and I did a gear change. I went the other way around. I decided to stack some teeth on the cart and run it how I usually run it, just eat the limiter. Found out that was the way to go. Like I kept dropping teeth, and I usually never do that. And this time I went up higher. I started stacking teeth. I went to like an 8.38. I was on 3.86 gear ratio, just destroying the limiter. I didn't care anymore about the straightaway. It was just about getting out of corners and just surviving down the straightaway. So that was the whole thing. And then I basically, when I did that, I was able to stay up front. Stay right on his rear end. So every time he would open a door, I would shove it in or give him a little tat, let him see my nose, let him know that he wasn't getting away this time. He opened up, and I just sent her right on in. And I could do this because of the gearing. I could drive in a lot deeper into the corners, do these passes in a lot tighter section because the gear would pull me out. We were still side by side. He was on the inside. We were battling it out. Next, I'm out in front, so I was going to try to, just maintain or do the best I can. But I made some mistakes while I was in front. I started overdriving the car, started making some mistakes. And then I was just, not in the right state of mind again. So I could tell they were right behind me. Insco was behind me first because he was pushing. So I know when Insco's behind me, he's usually pushing me for a couple laps because Insco will push and try to work with you to try to get away. And if it's not working, after a couple laps, he'll make a move. And that's basically what happened. After a couple laps, it wasn't working. He had the gear, and then he dragged me down the straightaway. Racing up front with him has taught me a lot. I usually sit and push if I have the speed. If I feel like I don't have the speed, I just go for the move. So he sat on my back bumper, pushed as much as he could, and then went for it. Todd is not like that. Todd likes to lead. So the moment he can try to get a gap, he'll go. So I learned that for him as well. So basically, if he has a gap, he'll go. And then he won't sit there and push. I have learned to push more, and I usually push a lot. Right here, he's going to go and try to get the lead from Insco, but I'm trying to still mess up his line and entry, and I'm still giving him the bumper, and I'm still letting him know that I'm there. I was still trying to get around them because I really wanted to finish right behind Insco. I didn't want to finish in third. It looked like the outside row was getting a decent run if they didn't get run off the track. But there you can see the gear difference. They had a little bit more top end than I did. I just had a whole bunch of bottom end, and it was just trying to roll a corner. Knowing that it was coming down to the white flag, Todd was going to send it in and make a move. And then right here, I just wanted to push James again. So I got right behind James. I went away from Todd, and I tried to push him forward. Like he backed out a little bit. I was like, nope, go, 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 go. But saw that it was not going to work. I went on the inside, and then just got ran right off track. So knowing it was some tough racing for sure. And then I put the bumper to him coming up to his final little hairpin left, and I felt bad, which I should have not felt bad since I just got ran off the track. So I lifted my hand and let him go, and then James got around me, and then I was beating it up with Jeremy on the inside. So maybe I should have just put the bumper a little harder and gone around him. Maybe I've gotten the penalty. Maybe I've not gotten the penalty. Probably they would hand me the penalty. That I would have probably ended up third no matter what. So next time I just put the bumper and take the chances. Good race, good run, good battle. Let's see what we have for the final. It was overall a really good run. Just had to make maybe one more adjustment. Probably didn't even need the adjustment. Probably just should have gone back to the morning setup and just ran it like that. But I can't leave stuff alone. Sorry guys, haven't been filming much. There's been a lot of working on the karts. Track has a lot of grip in it right now, so we've been doing different things. Qualifying went well. I didn't record qualifying or practice. Just completely forgot to put the camera on, so it's been one of those days. Qualified P2, excellent heat race, battle it out. I knew how to take the lead and go hard out in front, but then I was overdriving it, so I had to Insco got by me, and Todd got by me, so when I followed them, I calmed down and drove better. So it's really about, just driving right now, driving better. Kart's a little snug, so I'm gonna do one minor change and that's it. And then from there, we'll see if we can make it happen. That's all really what we can do right now. So it's gonna be a battle. Definitely, if I get out front, I need to calm down. Just over driving it. So Miguel, we found an issue with this chassis. I've mended it the best I can for the time being, but he's now picked up the pace again. So we've been fighting gremlins on that. We finally know what's wrong with it, so we finally got that tweaked out. Matt did an amazing job in the pre-final. Took home the win. He is quick. His car is looking real good. So at the moment, it's basically, battling it out and staying in it to win it. Just gotta get my head right, focus, and run out the back door. Mikey did a great job. Bryce did a great job. Kelvin's done a great job too. So all these guys have done an awesome job. Mikey just finished 4th in his heat. He qualified 4th. It was a good battle. Colin, he doesn't look as dominant as today than he did yesterday. Kelvin's right up there in the top 5 mix in the light. Miguel moved up to 8th from 13th, so we're all moving the right direction again. It's just, it threw us for a loop, never being here. Definitely different, that's for sure. All right, on to the finals. This is all on me. I don't have anybody to blame but myself. We get off to a start, and it was not a good one. It was a really poorly timed start on my end. As you can see, he gets a little gap, and then I just don't get a good run on the inside. They freight train me on the outside, and then I just don't drive well, to be honest. I don't drive well at all. The first couple laps, I was just all over the track. I was all over the place. And then I wanted to get past Jeremy as quickly as possible, and I would just hit him in the wrong spot and fall back. So lesson to learn here is be a little bit more patient at the start. Minimize your mistakes, and then try to start moving forward. It was just that I just overdrove the car, and maybe the setup change I did was just a little too radical. It just did not work out for me. The kart was good, but just not there, and I kept the same gearing. Maybe I should drop the tooth. Maybe I should have gone to a 380 gear ratio, but it worked so well in the final, and I knew I was a little bit down on power, so I just compensated with the gearing. Just did not work out the way it was. The top two, like I said, veterans of the sport, Todd and James. And James, I knew he was going to sit there and push because he had tons of speed. And then knowing that he was going to work with Todd, it was going to be really hard to run them down if I did not calm down and chill out. I got into a battle with Pinkston. That went up on the inside. It just slowed me down a little bit too much. They got the gap, and that was basically the end of the race right here, right when we just battle it out a little bit. That's the difference between running in the midfield and running up front. Is when you run up front, working together with a teammate would help out a lot. So you see, like, the midfield almost have the same lap times as the leaders, but the leaders aren't battling. They're just consistently running that lap time because they're working with each other. And it's not referring to this event, it's referring to all the events. I ran down Jeremy. I knew I had a lot more quicker pace than him, so I went on the inside. He let me go right away. He went on my inside, but then he swept back, let me go, and then pushed me down the straightaway as much as he could. And then I pulled away from him, and then I was just trying to run down the front two, but they never battled it out. That was the problem. They just didn't battle. James just sat there for the whole race, and I needed him to battle. I was like, for the love of God, throw it in, do something. He was just waiting for the last lap move or one to go. It's frustrating to run up front with these guys because it's like they don't fight, and it's just hard to, once they get away, it's hard to reel them back in, and I just did not have the pace by myself to get them. So Todd pulled slightly away from James, and that was it. It's a really good race. Overall, I know it's frustrating, but I learned a lot. And every time I race with these guys up front, I always continue to learn over and over and over again. It's always a growing experience. I keep learning all the time. We found out this weekend that we had to run high tire pressure. Really weird because I usually stay around 9 to 10 psi, and we were in the finals. I think I went out at 18 psi. And then I was running a really high gear ratio, which is what I usually run anyway. I like to eat the limiter. People like to lug the motor. That's just preference of track sometimes. But overall, good weekend. When it came down to racing, we had great pace. We would nail the setup, then I would miss the setup, nail the setup, miss the setup. Really played around with some different stuff here and there. By far, the kart had a lot of speed in it. It was just the driver did not show up this weekend. When I felt comfortable and confident in the kart, it would just fly. And then when I felt a little uneasy, I would make mistakes, run off track, miss my braking point, and screw up. So just remember, guys, it's a mental game as much as a physical game. But 99%, it's mental. If you're not in the right state of mind, you're not going to be driving well, and you're not going to move forward. And if the car's not working to your liking, find a way to make it work. That's what you have to do. You just got to make it work. Overall, great run, great weekend. P3, I know it's not a bad finish. It's a good finish, good for points. But I just wish I was just a little closer to him in the finals just to battle it out. They did an amazing job. Congratulations to Todd. Congratulations to James on the great run. I was trying to cash him back down so I can get a picture of the sticker because James put a picture of the sticker of Jam Racing there. You see it on the way. He said that's the only time you'll see it, which was true. So I gave him a little bump. He pointed down to the sticker. It was a good one. I always love racing with that guy. And congratulations to Todd on the win. Thanks to everybody. MGM Chassis, AM Power, SmokerPerformance, CR Graphics, and then Podium Products. I mentioned those guys because they do a really good product. They do a really good job. And without them, I wouldn't be running up front. So for sure, had a blast. Definitely loved the track, and I definitely will be back at Biloxi. Loved it.
Like 3 drivers aren't happy.
All right, guys, this is the end of the vlog. Everybody was hard, good racing. Awesome job today. Super happy with everything. Matt P1 won it.
I beat Kelvin.
Kelvin
and
and Dylan did not finish.
MGM and like,
Yeah, did not finish.
'Cause they
Mikey
didn't finish.
P2. Bryce. The results aren't. Sorry. P2 for Bryce. Oh, Bryce P8.
P8?
Yeah, heck yeah, P8.
That's where I started.
And then Mikey. Oh, you guys are all within a second and a half of each other.
Wow.
The whole top half of the whole class is within a second and a half, except for Colin Warren.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
He went by 7.6 seconds.
Mikey's the best of the rest.
But they were fighting it out. That's what it
go.
was. Oh my God! What a for sure. What a dang day, man. Love it. Hey, racing. We forget. Yeah, CKNA. Oh, Charlotte. We forget.
oh, Charlotte.
Racing's supposed to be fun. It gets hot and heated because we all want to win. And if we end up fighting and you know tempers flare, and shit happens. All right. Just remember to have fun. I have to tell myself time to time to have fun. It gets too hot. That's all I'm gonna say. Apologize to everybody if I pissed you off this weekend.